Welcome to my community projects. We've got map 9 here by Nirvana and Benjo. And we start off with this obnoxious room by Benjo. Freaking lost souls and pain elementals. And if you saw that little vent there that I was shooting in, that's actually where they come from. So basically any opportunity I get to shoot up there is gonna help a lot in this area, speed up the process. Those rockets splashing a bunch of lost souls is gonna be really helpful. These lost souls actually only have 45 health. They're like of eternity lost souls, so that's why that makes them a little more squishy. And a lot of people report that they don't feel the difference in this WAD, and that's probably because they have all this firepower. We got ourselves this infinite rocket launcher from Nosby 2, but I understand that. But I could definitely feel the difference between this and without. But yeah, as we whittle down the last few here, you can like take a look up in the vent and see if there's any more. At this point, yeah, there's none more. So we hear Archvile resurrecting stuff, strangely enough. Yeah, just last quick check before something spawns on my face. Go ahead and hit both of these. The first thing I do is splash my face, but yeah, now we got like 2 Archviles in each one of these areas, and yeah, they're reviving lost souls. I made sure in this D-hack to make Archviles revive anything. It's the same like Nosby 2 and what I've used actually in just about everything I've made now. These fun D-hacks. And take out that Archvile that's up there into this area. So a lot of the incidental combat, I gotta say, in this WAD, people have done, a good amount of incidental combat, and because it definitely has its place even in regular WADs, I find it even more fun with this gun. It's probably just because the gun is new and it's different, you get to enjoy the different firepower compared to playing a WAD that doesn't do that. So gives you a little extra spice there. And I'm gonna go back to the beginning and grab another mega because I want to have full for this next little spot here. A little scuffle. I just step forward and Archvile. This, and we got some chain gunners. Now, yeah, so the invis is a little bit helpful here, even though I still get shot. I get shot by 1 shot and it was max damage. I got another one, but whatever. Either way. Oh, and you don't get a chain gun until this spot, so be sure to time your auto switch strategically if you need to. I don't find that, it's not a difficult fight or anything, but that's there. Yeah, just keep in mind both sides. Chain gunners will come up behind you, Rebs will come up behind you. Beware of Hackos coming from up there, because you can easily rocket your face if you get a little complacent. Now, I tried to shoot up there and I heard 2 Archvile deaths. I believe it's 2 Archviles that get revealed up there from this fight, but I believe one of them got raised, one of the earlier ones. And the main concern, if you just heard that, is that they raise up a cybruiser. Now, cybruisers their wake-up sounds are really loud. They should be the loudest thing, but stuff can still get canceled out because, especially for me, I have 8 sound channels. There's like a whole parallel sound thing. It's kind of a newer feature, and I don't know exactly how it works, but people report that they can adjust it in such a way that they can make sure that that they hear everything that's important or everything that they need to. So you can definitely ask around about that if you're curious, or figure it out yourself. But yeah, some people play with higher sound channels and you can hear everything, but I think it's a risk to the ears. Anyway, grab the rad suit, and I want to bump into both of those pain elementals and get them walking forward a little bit before I start the fight, and then tracers can get them a little easier. Now I definitely want to aim my tracers more at the revs, and the pains, they're definitely more dangerous than the barons. But I did experiment a little bit with trying to use the infinite rocket launcher to take out maybe 1 pain elemental or just hurt him a little bit before I start the fight, but the map didn't take me enough attempts to really be able to try everything. It was just 11 attempts. It was a quick 90-minute job today, so anyway, coming up here, just go ahead and grab that mega. I don't typically need it, but not taking any chances with this spot. These cybruisers, I gotta say, I had the idea really late into the project, so I couldn't do it, but I was thinking to add a little bit of a slower or a longer animation from when they decide to shoot, from when they decide to shoot to when the rocket actually comes out, so that you would have a little bit more reaction time to be ready for their rockets. But I think, well, for one, it would obviously throw off anybody who'd been playtesting, and it would throw off anybody who plays a WAD that also has these guys. So ultimately, I of course I couldn't do it late into the WAD, and I probably wouldn't do it if I was making another WAD that had these, to be honest. But it does make them pretty tough around these corners, because if you see one, I mean, you need to just back up because you have no idea when a rocket's gonna come out. But one good thing you can do is when they do shoot a rocket, is you can just go ahead and point blank them, because you have time, because they're gonna, you know, turn around, get their other hand out and throw a barren projectile, so you have a few seconds there to get in the space. Now, when the archviles come out, I didn't really have a strategy for this, and I did just kind of, this is where I died the most, actually, so it probably would have been helpful. Probably would have only taken a couple attempts, really. I did practice, but I got really lucky, and they just took them all out. I mean, they were all just kind of splashing them all at once, so they all just died. Yeah, that's this part basically done. And I open up the map real quick. It's the top right of this room is where, you know, press that switch and shoot first because it opens quickly, and take out the support of archviles. Strangely enough, they put, I think it's Benjo that made this area. He put monster block lines so those archviles wouldn't teleport out. I'm not sure why, to be honest, but I agree with the decision. But you'll see later on, whoever made the end fight wanted to do the opposite, actually, so you'll see. Yeah, now this part, I remember actually being, like, wondering how I was going to handle it, because I didn't realize that you could do this until I actually got here, and I thought to myself, you know, these guys only wake up when they see me, so I just shot down the cyber. It was kind of an improv strat right here. I just shot down the cyber and then went over to the side and took out the archviles, and they did exactly what I wanted them to do. This part is fun. So we got ourselves the Balls of Steel rocket launcher. We do introduce it at about map 3 in this WAD. I believe Knife World's map introduces it. But yeah, it's hilarious that we can get away with putting just a room full of Barons and Hell Knights like this with nothing else to infight, and you can just get away with it and it's okay. Love that. I believe Nirvana made this room, but I'm not quite sure. You can correct me in the comments if you so choose. And that was close right there. Good thing that Mega was there. It's kind of hard around that corner because there is a little space in the back there that Hell Knights can just aggregate and just block you and just do what they want to do. Now, another thing about this is with the greater firepower, I think that cleanups, obnoxious cleanups, are much more excusable in this WAD than they are in other things. If you're cleaning up with just a rocket launch, like a normal rocket launcher, or cleaning up with just an SSG or something, a little annoying. But there is something fun. There is still, because you know this is not a lot of WAD. No WADs are using this gun. There is still, you know, the novelty that you're still able to, you're enjoying using it. That I feel like the cleanup is excusable, but I think if I was to make another WAD like this, I'd be much more cautious about having big cleanups. The only downside to that idea is that you'll have to use smaller monster counts in general, and we don't necessarily want that. So that might be why there's a few cleanups in this WAD. But things are still dangerous, though, for sure. Like, you still need to do an alright amount of crowd control, and you still need to cut open your outer circle over here. But yeah, this room's fun. So there, we're basically down to the cleanup. Basically no threat to your life except for your own self. Yeah, the splash damage really adds up. If an enemy is like, let's say an enemy is 70 units away from you, you're taking 58 splash damage from each rocket, and it's an enemy that takes a decent amount of rockets. That's like 3-4 rockets in your face. That adds up immediately, so the face rocket, you know, that's the thing about the infinite rocket launcher is you just get infinite face rockets. The thing about this thing is just you get to face rocket that fast. Now it's basically as fast as the Valiant chain gun. What I did is I went in the dehacked and I took every animation as far as the firing animation of a rocket launcher, and I just made it 1 tick long. And yeah, you press on that wall and you open up that secret. It's important to do. It'll open up the final secret fight. Hit this switch and that's what opens up this little scuffle that we're about to go to. This switch opens up, I believe, the exit, but I don't know why. I don't really necessarily need to hit it now, but yeah. So this little scuffle right here to Cyber and all these arch files is it's gonna lead to the secret area. Now, Cybers can get revived too. Everything can get revived, so beware. Hitting that is gonna open up a window, and I'll show you that after because I need to stock up first before I go out the window. I thought it was a cool way of doing this secret area because you see the window earlier, you see the stuff out there, so you know that there's something out there, but you can't quite go out it, but the switch and that little scuffle is what actually opens it up in such a way that you can go out. Here we are, and it's a really tough crowd control fight, and the stakes are always high in fights like this with the balls of steel rocket launcher for the whole splash damage thing that I explained earlier. On top of that, you know, you don't really, it's hard to think about just how close things are because, you know, even sometimes with the regular rocket launcher, if something is kind of close to you, you're like, okay, it's fine, I'm just gonna shoot it and try to either get it out of my way or whatever. Like, that's just your reaction. Maybe you can kill it, maybe it's low health, but here if you do that, you know, you'll pay the price for it. Even rocket your face on the corpse as it's dying. Did that on Lost Souls a bunch at the beginning. Now if there's one singular Cyber there, I will just go all in and just shoot rockets at him. If I'm running low on rockets, I'll just BFG my way over to some, and then I can switch back over to the rocket launcher so I can gain some actual control over the room again. That was unfortunate. Yeah, health management is pretty tough here. There's 4 megas, and it does not feel like enough. 2 of them are kind of in these hidden corners, and I like to get them earlier. And then the 2 in kind of the middle of the room, they're easy to run over in the middle of the action. Now all these Cybers, this is the hardest part in my opinion. Just cleaning up this ending. You'll see like that infighting rocket earlier, and then it's this spread. This is just crazy, but luckily I got out of it. I saw that guy. Did some cool moves, and we're out of this. Alright. That was... I know that was a 64. I avoided death there for sure. Yeah, I go ahead and grab some rockets. Now, you're still not done. This can kill you. Happened a good amount in practice, but you can just go all in on these guys, pull out your BFG, and just be ready to just BFG stuff when you get out of here because they can revive stuff. The main concern is that they revive a cybruiser, because if they revive a cybruiser in that corner, you're probably not ready in that position that you teleport in. But yeah, they didn't put a monster block line to prevent those guys from coming out. I asked them if it was intended, and they said it was. It's the final troll right at the end. I dig it. Good stuff, Nirvana and Benjo. Thanks for making that for my project. Good map overall. I really like the reveal of the balls of steel rocket launcher, and I thought it was used really well in that secret fight. Good progression of the weapons. That was always the thing when we were making these, was how do we progress to the big weapons? It was typically, I personally liked starting with the chain gun. Some others would do SSG. I think I did both, and you would do that, and then eventually you'd slowly build to the infinite rocket launcher, and then BFG, and then balls of steel rocket launcher. Really love this intermission song, by the way. It's a really great song. Someone named Danny Phantom. It's this random song that KB showed me some time ago, and I'm like obsessed with it. It's so relaxing. I used it for the intermission, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I think I'm gonna maybe pick and choose a few more maps from this WOD. At first I thought it was kind of, I would be like a hack playing my own maps and maxing them and then posting a video about them. But I do have my demos for the 4 maps that I made, and I may just go ahead and post those. It is content for you guys. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time. Peace.